Welcome to the first unit of Lesson 4 of the Responsible MOOC. In this unit, we will look at how ocean issues are being communicated in the media. And in particular, we will present the responsible approach to media analysis. The analysis of ocean-related media is important for different reasons. Given that a lot of knowledge and information is out there, then the question to be asked is, why does it not lead to a change of behavior? We know that actors are targeted with information on the state of the marine ecosystem from a broad spectrum of senders, including NGOs, authorities, and scientists. But then, what is not working? Does this information cover enough and the right knowledge to help the audience to actually make a change? For this reason, an analysis of senders and receivers of information, its content, and the perception by the receiver is important. How it can be done? In Responsible, we are following 4 steps. Step 1 is to gather information on specific issues. Step 2 is to classify the information regarding senders and receivers. Step 3 is to analyze the content in terms of a common framework. And then step 4 is to interview representatives of the target groups on their perception of the information. Step 1, gather information on specific issues. Of course, you should now be familiar with the specific issues we are looking at in the Responsible project, because these are, yes, the 6 key stories: ballast water and invasive species, agriculture and eutrophication, marine renewable energy, microplastics and cosmetics, sustainable fisheries, and coastal tourism. Then, step 2. How can we classify the information regarding senders and receivers? Actually, all actors can be classified in 4 main classes: social actors, professional actors, regulative actors, and individual actors. These 4 groups are in continuous communication with each other, and in their communication through different information material, they target specific issues. For example, a consumer, which is an individual actor, can be targeted by an NGO, which is a social actor, with guides for sustainable products. And then we can visualize the knowledge system as pathways of information between actors. And we have senders on the left-hand side, receivers on the right-hand side. And here, for example, we have all the flows of information from different senders, different group of actors, targeting specifically fishermen. Here we see, as an example, information flows targeting fish farmers, which is the graph on the left-hand side, and fishermen, the graph on the right-hand side. Fish farmers are targeted by less information senders and less often regarding environmental issues. And this type of graph can give an immediate overlook of how much information and how many senders are targeting a group. And then step 3, we analyze the content in terms of a common framework. And also in this case, you are also already familiar with this framework, because it is nothing less than the DAPSIR framework. And it includes human activities, driving forces behind the activities, resulting pressures on the environment, components of the environment that are under pressure, and the related environmental impacts of these pressures, but also the welfare impacts, and to end with the potential societal responses. Of course, not all these components are communicated in every information material. For example, some information material will focus on impacts, some other will focus on pressure or on responses, or 2 or 3 of these elements might be targeted by the same materials. In general, however, the sender of information focuses on specific parts of the story. This diagram is an example of the content for fishermen and fish farmers. Here we can see that information targeting fish farmers is less concerned with environmental impacts but more with the welfare impacts of the activity. And then to complement the analysis we've done until step 4, we interview representatives of the target groups on their perception of the information. And we ask some key questions, such as, for example, which information is actually received and digested by specific actors? Which media types are appropriate for the specific actor group? And who are the key influencers for the group? For example, the perception of fishermen. Which information is actually received and digested by fishermen? We have two main types of information. Information about quotas for commercial species and amendments to legislative rules, but also health quality of the fishing area. Which media types are appropriate for this specific actor group? Association meetings or specific website of national research institutions, national and European regulatory institutions, or also directly communication with other fishermen. And the key influencers for fishermen are representatives of their own group and associations. What does it mean in terms of communication to fishermen in the responsible project? First of all, fishermen are targeted by a very broad spectrum of actors, especially authorities and NGOs. However, as fishermen mainly rely on information from within their group, information efforts should be targeting multipliers, like, for example, fishermen associations, so that the flow of information is effective and effectively reaches fishermen. In addition, as they are especially interested in information about quotas and legislative rules, it should be considered that information material could use these issues as starting point to raise and capture their attention. In addition, they can be framed in relation to the health and quality of the fishing area, which is the second most important issue for fishermen. Thank you for your attention, and now you can have a look at the second part of this unit, which goes more into details of the media analysis in Portugal.